Um, First off, I want to congratulate University of Arizona on just an incredible season and what they've done in first year under Caitlin Lowe. And just, we have so much respect for that program, for that coaching staff. And, it's truly an honor to be able to compete against them on the stage in Starkville. And, we wish them the best of luck moving forward in the World Series and just, congratulate them on a great series and advancing forward. But, just overall, as much as this hurts for us, for this team, for this staff and these players, I just really couldn't be prouder of each and every one of them. It wasn't an easy road to get here by any means. We had our ups and downs, our bumps and bruises along the way, and I think that's why we're on this stage right now and why we're one of the last 16 teams standing. But just incredibly proud of their fight, of their grit, of the growth that they've shown, and really just their ability to put Mississippi State softball on the map and move the needle forward and to get people to respect this program and to do something that has never been done before, and that is to advance to the round of 16 left in the country. And we couldn't do that without these two right here. For Annie for picking us and transferring in and coming in and just being such a constant, steady presence and really just putting this team on her back over and over, particularly these last few weeks, to get us to this stage. And then, of course, to Mia, she's been the rock and the backbone of this program since she got here, and she's pretty much has every record in her name. And she's just Mississippi State softball is going to be synonymous with the name Mia Davidson. And I know that is, for her, that wasn't the reason. She wanted to build something. She wanted to be one of the first, and it's exactly what she did. I think she made history. This whole class made history, and this whole team. And just really proud of them, thankful for them for believing in us, believing in this vision, and just can't wait to continue to push it forward and to continue to get back to the stage now that we believed, but now we've seen that we can play at this level and we can play in the super regional round. We can host, we can draw the crowds, we can have Starkville showing up and being loud for softball, and we're excited for the future, and we know that it's because of the past and the present, and that's a lot to do with these two right here.
All right, we'll take questions. Robbie?
Robbie Falk with 247 Sports. This is for Mia. I mean, you committed early on in high school, and you were committed for a long time. You've been here for 5 years. You've been a Bulldog for a long time.
Yeah.
What's this journey been like for you, and what's it meant to play for Mississippi State, and not just to accomplish all those things that you did, but just play here and make history like you did?
I mean, from the get-go, that's what I set out to do. I wanted to come to a program and make something of it and leave it better than I found it. Make sure that we had a team that was we over me, and make sure that everybody knew their role and had their own had their part. I just came in, and I just know that I gave my all and my heart and my soul since June 13th, 2013 when I committed, and I just know that Mississippi State will always have my heart, and it will always be a home no matter what. And thank you, Coach Ricketts, for the opportunity to live out my dream as a young little girl from Hillsborough, North Carolina. I couldn't ask for anything else from this program, from the school, from John Cohen, from everybody. Just thank you so much, all the time, effort, and everything you put into this thing and made sure that Mississippi State was on the map. So I appreciate every single one, every person in this room as well.
Parrish.
Parrish Alford Daily Journal in Tupelo. Mia, you guys had 3 runs in 15 innings. Can you talk a little bit about why you think y'all were not able to sustain innings more, get more runs on the board against Arizona?
I think we just had to make adjustments sooner, and then sometimes balls weren't dropping. They made good plays against us, and we just had to adjust. That was really it.
Nick?
For both of you, but I guess starting with Annie, your coach talked a little bit about moving the needle forward, just the position you feel like you guys are leaving this program behind. What do you see as the future of Mississippi State softball?
The future is bright for this program. There is no end to it. There is only just the beginning. Like Mia said, we want to leave it better than we found it, and I think that this senior class has done that, and I think we laid a great foundation to allow future Bulldogs to continue this growth, and now it's something that we're going to expect every season, and it's going to be a goal that we continue to work towards and for the future Bulldogs to come.
Mia, do you have anything to add?
I mean, she pretty much said it. I mean, it's just the beginning, you know. With this, we can get recruits. We're getting a brand new facility. That's going to be super nice, you know. People see Mississippi State now, and it's going to show, and it's going to keep continuing to grow, and I'm excited to see it.
Tom. John.
What was post-game, what was kind of that team huddle like, kind of what was said, what was shared, and how emotional was that moment for y'all?
I mean, as you can tell, it was pretty emotional. It's just, you know, there's not going to be this team again. This team's not going to be, the next team is going to be totally different, you know. We got people coming up. We have other seniors, like Chloe's going to be a great leader next year, like she's been doing. And I think just taking in that this team was something special. Everybody knew their role. Everybody understood what they had to do to make sure that we were successful. And sometimes you can't teach that. You just have to know. And we had it. We just fell a little short at the end.
Any other questions for the student athletes? All right, we'll go to Zoom. Anybody on Zoom have some questions for student athletes? Not seeing any questions. You ladies are excused. Congratulations on a
Thank
fine
y'all
season.
so much.
All right, we'll take questions. Go back to Robbie.
Coach, things just seemed to unravel there in the fourth inning. What were you seeing and what was happening there after one out?
Yeah, you know, we've talked kind of about, you know, the snowball and the big innings all year long, and it's, you know, at times been our Achilles heel, and unfortunately not the stage to have an inning like that. You know, I thought Aspen had a couple chances where she was ahead in the count, where she, you know, couldn't put them away, and then when she was getting the ground balls, we couldn't back her up and make a play behind her. And you know, against a team like that, they're going to capitalize on mistakes, and I thought we just gave them too many chances. We got to take care of the ball, play, you know, catching and throwing, and you know, just overall, you know, credit to them. They came out attacking and they capitalized when we gave them the opportunities. So, you know, definitely, you want to limit a big inning, and 7 runs is just really tough to come back from there.
Parrish, you want? Okay. John.
Right after the game concluded, what did you kind of tell your team, and what did you say to them? What was that conversation like?
I really, just the message was to keep their heads up, you know, that they should really be proud of what they've done for this program, and just, you know, thanking the seniors for all of the hard work they've done and for, you know, just moving this program forward, and just, you know, to not be satisfied, to know that every time we get the chance to be back on this field moving forward, to have those 4 in mind, you know, Mia and Annie and Montana and Allie as well, and just knowing that they were the ones that helped kind of lay this cornerstone for us, and you know, we just have to come back not satisfied and working harder. And I think now, with just that belief, I think moving forward is going to be a big part of it. Now showing that we can make it to this level, showing that we can host, and getting everyone to buy in and believe, whether it's the ones on the field, the ones coming in, or everybody out at home watching. So really just keep your heads up, be proud. Just, you know, we loved them. We're so proud of them, and that just very thankful to have all of them as part of this group this year.
Nick.
Kind of going off of that, you talk about that belief. How valuable is that for some of the returning players and obviously recruits, people coming in next year, just knowing that this program is where it is now?
I think it's a huge piece to it. You know, it's something we've talked about for the last 3 years, that our goal was to win a regional to make it to the super regional round, and we accomplished that this year. And it's something that's been talked about for 3 years and hadn't been done yet until this year. And it really was a matter of we haven't done it yet. And to be able to finally kind of push through that hurdle and get here, I think is huge, just for the belief and for them to feel what this stage is like, and to feel that pressure, that energy, the excitement of being 2 wins away is going to be a huge part of moving forward. And when you look at a program like Arizona, who's there year after year, you know, they have that experience, and now our girls can have that same feeling. They're going to be able to go back out there and experience it at this stage and say, hey, you know what, we've been here before. We know what the pressure feels like. We know what it feels like to have to perform, and that's going to be invaluable moving forward.
All right, Robbie.
Coach, you had 2 really good players that just left the podium there, and they're heading out of the program. What's your thoughts on what you're bringing back and kind of the prospects of next year?
Yeah, I don't know if there's any replacing Mia Davidson, not the career she's had. And, just so proud of both of them. Both of them have now been drafted and get a chance to go on and play professionally, which not a lot of people get to do, particularly in softball. So glad that they're getting the opportunity to move on to the next stage. And, bringing in, I think we have some good young talent coming in. And we've kind of shifted our recruiting the last few years to just an overall more athletic approach. We want players that can run, can hit, can play defense, and just kind of do it all. And we've got a really good class coming in, and now they're going to have that experienced leadership like Chloe, like Aspen, Kenley. I think those two are going to be a huge piece moving forward, and they really grew up this year on the mound for us. Both of them have everything it takes to fill in Annie's shoes and to pick up those big innings. Kenley went from 9 innings on the year last year to probably over 100 by the end of the season this year, but just huge growth from both of them. They're going to be a big part of our staff moving forward. We're bringing in a couple good young arms as well. And really, I think with the hitters, the backbone of Chloe, of Paige Cook, Shea, Briley, I thought another one that just really grew up in this postseason and just learned to trust herself. Madison Kennedy, she's kind of been that rock for us. And all of them after, they were upset, they were sad, but they were mad. And I think that's something that we can talk about, but now they know what that feels like to watch somebody else celebrate on your field. And just to have that experience and that leadership to move us forward when we're up at 6 a.m. in October and they're tired and they don't want to do it, those leaders are going to be the one telling them why. And that's what the program needs to push it forward. And I think we gained that experience. We've got a good core group returning that aren't going to be satisfied with the finish we had this year.
Danny P.
Danny Smith, Starkville Daily News. Coach, we see the numbers that Mia's put up over the years, but just talk about her toughness, because she took a foul ball pretty good in that 4th inning.
She did.
She just shook it off like it was, I know it had to hurt her, but she shook it off like it was pretty much nothing.
Yeah, she's been beat up pretty much for 5 years, and I think it's kind of example of how she's played. Just puts her body on the line for everything. She will go all out, run into a wall, a net, whatever it takes to make a play for her team. And that just kind of team first, selfless attitude is really what exemplifies Mia, and I think what we're all going to remember her for. Yes, she had the numbers and the home run ball and everything in between, but the team first attitude she had, being the hardest worker in the room and just really wanting the best for everyone around her. She was such a great extension of the coaching staff. She'll be around next year, and I know she's going to be pushing them even harder now. But just wanted everyone to be great. And she started off with herself, and then she pushed everyone around her. And I think she really raised the level of every player in this program. And we're just so thankful and proud to have her here, and can't wait to see what she does in her future.
Joel T.
Last couple of days, you guys set a couple of attendance records. I guess the 2 largest crowds in the history of college softball in the state of Mississippi. But what does that support mean to you guys to have, like you said earlier, you've seen how this pack can get parked like that. Just what did it mean to see the folks that came out and made this such a cool atmosphere the last couple of days?
Yes, it was really beyond anything we could have imagined. To see what was done in the outfield and first class, top notch effort by everybody in our administration, the video boards, the second decks, standing room only everywhere, just so much hard work that went into making this happen the last few days, and just so thankful for that and the support that we received to make it happen. And then also just for the Bulldog faithful to show up and show out and be loud and supportive and to have our backs. And I hope that we made a couple thousand new fans and people that maybe had tuned into softball for the first time. And, hopefully they fell in love with the game and want to come back, because it's an exciting game. It's a game that's growing on the national level. We're getting a lot of support. The viewership numbers with our friends at ESPN are way up. We blow everything out of the water with the game of softball. And, we hope we can continue to do our part in Starkville and bring the fans back out and continue to pack them in, whether it's the stands and on the deck. And I think, I think that really started with our alumni. There were a huge group of them out there. They were the first ones in line both days. And, I know we made them proud, but just for the Bulldog fans all across the country to show up and support us, whether on social media or in person, was a lot of fun for us. And we were kind of joking. We remember in February, some of our cold tournaments, looking up and counting 14 people in the stands this year. And to go from 14 to 2,200 or whatever it was is just really amazing, and something I don't think any of us imagined. You know, our goal was a super. We didn't really expect that super to be an at-home super for the first time, but we're so glad it was, because it was just such a fun and just amazing experience for this whole team and this university and this program.
All right, Nick.
I know it's still kind of in the moment, but when you think back about this team, what do you think is going to stand out in your memory?
Really, I just think the grit. You know, that's been a word we've talked about, and just it wasn't easy. It was not easy to get to this stage. It wasn't something that we just kind of turned on last weekend. I know maybe that's how it looks from the outside, but it was just, you know, the lessons that we've learned along the way and continue to grow through and not let just defeat us, whether it was that 0-13 start to SEC play last year, to the 2 run rules out in California to start off this season. You know, they never backed down. They never packed it in and said, you know what, maybe next year, maybe when we get in these players. It was never about that. It was, let's get back to work. We want to go harder, push us harder. You know, I'm going to call out someone. I'm going to ask for an extra rep for the whole infield because I don't like that one. And I think just raising the standard. And I think just that gritty approach, whether it was through kind of the heartbreak we felt in Tuscaloosa, you know, the extra innings we played all through the SEC tournament, they just continued to fight and persevere. And I think that's what led to us to this stage this week.